After spending 5 years in the streets as a vendor, I realized that each man is in charge of whether they make it or break it in business. I've put together pragmatic business nuggets for entrepreneurs that have sustained me in the most uncertain economic times. Join me on this journey to impart this business wisdom to the movers and shakers. Together, let's build a strong network of entrepreneurs who break limits.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Ask Jerry, the Chartered Vendor Show. My name is Shamiso, I'm your host today, and I am in discussion with Jerry, our Chartered Vendor.
Hi Shami, how was your week?
It was good. How was yours?
It was super fine. Busy but very fine.
Well, we like productive weeks.
Yeah.
So we are in an age of social media. And today we're going to be discussing how you can leverage social media for your business, growing your business, getting customers, putting your products out there. And given that we're talking about social media, I think it's important for us to just discuss this issue that happened with Facebook, recent news, where because they saw an exodus of close to 1 million users, their share price dropped in a day 26%. That's about $230 billion. What are your thoughts on that?
That was so unfortunate. And
that's a lot of money.
I can imagine. I think maybe it's half or maybe 3/4 of the African economy losing about 39 billion. And I think in the Mark Zuckerberg also lost about 29 billion.
As an individual. This is an individual who lost billions in a day.
Dropped by 29 billion. So, which is a lot of money. I think that actually, I think it has never happened again in this world. I think that the ones who actually have the biggest drop in value of shares in the world. Yes, it happens. I think what happened is, I think I've watched a different point of views to that.
To what caused
yes.
It's the exodus of the clients. You get it? When their users left the platform, that was just the domino effect that caused all of this to happen.
And they say this is the first time to happen. So they reported that the last 3 months of 2021, they lost profits, they lost users for the first time ever since Facebook was established.
Why do you think they're losing clients now?
I think it's because of, number one, there's now competitors. Talk of platforms like TikTok,
Instagram,
which is maybe more interesting. You talk of Instagram, there's Twitter, and other platforms. I think even,
but they always end up acquiring their competitors.
Exactly.
So why not acquire TikTok?
I think they are supposed to acquire TikTok, but TikTok is also growing rapidly.
Yes.
So if they're going to get TikTok, I think they'll get it for a huge amount. But what I think is, maybe my view is, sometimes politics also is involved in these kind of platforms, because these are guys who are controlling the whole world and its information. When you're submitting your name, you're submitting your date of birth, you're submitting
they have access to a lot of information.
They've got access to information. So some of the people, they prefer platforms where the information, where it's a bit secret. Like TikTok, I think they don't ask a lot of information. And also their community guidelines, they are more flexible than how Facebook is strict.
But that's because Facebook has access to people's personal and private information. If they don't have strict guidelines, they can do anything with that information.
But sometimes it's too much. You block someone. I think recently I've got a big name which is blocked away from, I think it was last year. That's when the US elections were there. Donald Trump is no longer on Facebook. I think he was given 2 years suspension for violating Facebook rules. I think that's too much. I think that's more drastic.
But not many people are Donald Trump. So stuff like that then doesn't really affect the everyday ordinary person, does it?
It affects.
How?
How many, yes, Donald lost an election, but how many fans does he have in America? You see? And knowing Donald Trump, he doesn't lose a battle easily. He always comes back after you. And also he's also a billionaire. So you never know. There's also a political effect. Number two, these community guidelines, they're also affecting everything. Because remember, I think some of my friends, the socialites, when you post something which violates the community guidelines, they might shut you down even a week, even a month. So imagine you start
yes,
having,
that's your bread and butter.
exactly.
That's how you're
But you
making
can
your money.
start having an alternative now. Maybe you're now going to Twitter and you say, I think Twitter is actually more interesting than Facebook. So I think that's what is causing them to lose this significant amount of money. But I've never heard of that. One man losing 29 billion
in a day.
In a day. It's so unfortunate.
How much money does he have to
I think also, if you remember, in October 2021, I think Mark also, when there was a Facebook and Instagram blackout for several hours, he also lost about 6 billion. So you can see how, I think it also, as small businesses or as SMEs, it also left me thinking that the information which goes out there, how it affects your business. Like this one you can measure because he's on the stock exchange. You can have the net effect on the stock exchange. But maybe for a small business,
we don't have that access to
information.
You
don't have that access to information. But it just spells out like, for you need to have a public relations. I've noticed like small organizations, we don't value information which goes to the public. What you post on social media, what gets into the newspaper, it also affects our value, but sometimes we don't have anything to measure. So I think as also small businesses, we must protect our information, because they are the ones who publish that they lost users. They are the ones who publish that they lost a profit. And what happened to the investors? Just imagine what is happening to the investors right now. So if we are small business also, we are supposed to protect ourselves. When you go out there, when you're the founder of the organization, the places where you're actually spending time, what you are doing on social media, what you're posting has got a net effect in your business.
Okay, thank you very much for your thoughts on that. So today, the first question is, I've been getting very low engagement on my boosted posts. I've even hired social media managers, but I'm not getting the results that I have expected. Please advise me.
Thank you so much. I think social media is our first to start by, it depends. Who say that? Did you get the name?
No, there was no name here.
Okay, anonymous.
Yes.
Okay, Anno, we'll call him. We'll call him or her, Anno.
Hey, Anno.
So what I think is, firstly, before you post something on social media which is business related, you need to have a strategy. You should have a strategy. And what you must also know is, people, they hate being sold.
So you can't just boost your posts willy-nilly. You have
Mark is rich. We're talking about Mark and his billions. He's rich because he's clever. He just gives you a boost. When you've got a page, when you post something, there's that blue, I think there's a blue button at the bottom. You can just boost.
Yes.
At one point, I was checking when I wanted to boost a certain post of mine. Do you know what?
What?
You'd given me, what happens is you are given an automatic, like you reach.
Yes, the audience.
The audience. Do you know what I was given? South Africa, KwaZulu-Natal. They were talking about, they selected Kwaito musicians, etc. It was targeting South Africans.
And that's not even your audience.
But that's not my audience, but that is what is coming automatically. So if you're not a social media expert, if you can't now do all synchronizing everything in order for it to target your audience, which you want to target, you can lose money. Because Facebook, you can target Budiriro. You can target Glenview, you can target Borodo. Depends with where your customer who do you want to really target. Age also. Sometimes you can have, maybe if you boost it automatically, you're now targeting someone who's 65 years old. Maybe you want to sell.
And there's no use for your product.
Maybe you want to sell products which are used maybe by young people. You want to sell an iPhone to a 65-year-old. I don't think they're interested in that. So what I'll first to say to you is, find a social media expert. You don't become a social media expert by just studying your degree of marketing.
But they are hiring these social media managers. Are they not experts? Are we just saying, every random person is becoming
Shami, because of we're living in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Almost everyone is now an expert in something. Like we now have accountants coming out of school. They're now experts in consulting accounting. We now have people who are coming out, digital marketing certificates. People are coming out doing marketing, but they don't even have clue on how to just to boost a post.
They just have that
social
textbook
media.
knowledge.
Yes.
They have the theory, but they have never actually applied it in business.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying to this person, anonymous, you need to have a digital marketing strategy. What I will urge you to do is, number one, have a strategy. Number two, avoid selling. When you just try to sell on social media, people will retreat.
But
you can just check.
Is marketing not selling? Are we not always saying selling is the end goal?
Yes, selling is the end goal, but don't be direct. Like, I'm advertising your gift, and it's $20. People, they hate that. People, they hate being sold. Naturally, they're hesitant to engage. But if you find you can market indirectly, where you trigger now a need, like, I want to know more. This person is not an expert.
So leave your audience curious.
Exactly.
To want to find out more about the product that you're selling.
Exactly. And sometimes you need them to start engaging now, to say, do you do that?
Yes.
Without even you mentioning that you do that. Yeah. Maybe myself, I'm a business consultant. Instead of me saying, no, for you to invest in Zimbabwe, for you to get an immigration certificate, for you to get an investor's license, you need $10,000. Yes. No. I'll just give you the advantages of getting an investor's license.
Okay.
You see? I'll put an article, and most of the people, they like stories.
Yes.
Write a story. Shami was a Spanish investor or a Chinese investor coming into Zimbabwe. When you have a story, the disadvantages of her or him not having a certificate, investor certificate, she failed to actually. When she done that investment, she got a lot of profits, but she failed to repatriate those profits home because she didn't have an investor's license. So someone, you can now trigger a need.
So you make them want to have that, and then they now ask you, how much is it going to cost me to get that?
Yes. So marketing is now 80% informative, 20% you are now selling.
All right.
You see, so you don't 80% spent on giving information, free information. Give, because in sales we've got what is called give, or in marketing, give as much information as you can. Be like you girls, you can be a bear in your certain area. If you want to be a digital marketing, be a digital marketing bear, a real estate bear. People, they should know that if you want to talk about real estate, talk to Sammy. You see, that's what is needed. And you can now boost your sales, you can now do your ads. And after doing those ads, make sure that you are targeting the right people. If you are targeting business people, target business people. If you are targeting young people, target young people.
All right. So, Ano, you need to be careful when you're boosting your posts, whether it's you, whether it's your newly minted social media manager.
Have you ever tried to boost a post?
That's not up for discussion. So, once you've done that, make sure that you have the right audience selected. Make sure that you're not blatantly selling in their face. You need to make them curious. They need to have a need for your product. Exactly. That's the only way you can benefit from boosting your posts.
Exactly.
Right. Our next question is from Anele. Anele is saying, hi, I'm trying to grow my business. I sell shoes and clothes, and I'm not very good at dancing and all of these challenges, but I want to use TikTok to grow my business. What's your advice? How can I then use TikTok to grow my business?
Thank you so much. I think it's all about using the whole social media. Don't be worried about TikTok only. I've been getting a lot of clients buying my books, buying my services. Even today, I got a client who bought my book. He also wants to engage us in other services because I used LinkedIn. But most of the people, they think LinkedIn, you have to only post once. TikTok is all about dancing and changing those clothes. You're supposed to be funny, but it's not all about that. Start finding something. She said she's got in what type of business?
Shoes and clothes.
Shoes and clothes.
Yes.
When you're into shoes and clothes now, try to advertise your clothes.
Look for me, Anele. I love shoes.
Yeah, so maybe you can give us. You can also give her a tip. Huh? What do you think she must do on TikTok?
I have no idea. I don't use TikTok like that. I have failed to use it.
Personally, I use TikTok.
I think it's distracting. For me, I think it's distracting.
I use TikTok and I use it for business. Show me.
Like, is it working for you?
Show me. don't let social media use you.
Okay.
Use social media. So when I post, I disappear. When people comment, I reply. When you see yourself going through the timeline now, you're lost.
That's the problem. Because that's the problem I have.
I'm
always just scrolling, so I decided not to get it.
Exactly. So social media will start using you when you're doing that.
What
I usually do when I want to find motivational speakers,
yes,
I just type motivational speaking. When I want to, there's a lot of selling lessons on TikTok.
Okay.
There's a lot of whatever you want to get it on TikTok.
You will find.
But most of these videos which pops up, mostly they are to do with entertainment.
Okay.
Just relaxing. But she can use TikTok. She can start being creative. Like what I said also previously, that be informative. Why should I buy certain shoes? Why should I buy certain clothes? What are the advantages of maybe especially in Zimbabwe there's a boom of runners. Yes. Why shouldn't I use a runner? I should buy from a boutique. She didn't mention that whether she's got a shop or she's actually selling from home. What are the advantages of me buying from her? Quality, etc. People, they don't buy because of price. Okay. People buy because of many factors. So she's supposed to be a cloth bear or a fashion bear.
Okay.
She knows what is trending in Zimbabwe. She knows what is trending in South Africa, what is there in China, in Europe, etc. Getting that information on social media, I think she's going to make more money. TikTok, you can make money through TikTok. I've got 3 people who bought my book via TikTok.
Okay. So Anele, make sure that when you're using social media, you're using it and it's not using you. Thank you very much. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back to the second segment of our show. Our next question is from Tatenda. I am not getting any likes on my business posts, but if I post other things, jokes or nice pictures, I get tons of likes. Am I doing something wrong? This is a very good question because you know what? You post useful information. You post information that could help people change their lives, change their mindsets, make more money, save more money. They don't even engage. Then post a nice car or you on a plane and you have got your post blowing up.
That is an interesting one.
Yes.
But it happens because most of the people, what they do, that's why success is for the 1%. The 99% are into jokes.
I'm 1%. That's the difference. Working
you want to 1%. Be in the 1%, yes. Which is okay. Because if you notice, I've actually also noticed on my page, if you post something which has a bit provocative, controversial, picture, maybe a nice picture, you get a lot of engagement. But sometimes if you post something which is very meaningful, I've now noticed that no, these guys, what they want, they want kind of stories. Like I used to post, yes, I can post a picture, motivational, because my content is only business. Right. That's what I post. I'll never post something which is not business related. So when you're posting now, you're supposed to be a bit creative, very, very creative. Because remember, when you're on social media, you're competing against a lot of people.
Yes.
My Chichi is also there. Madam Boss is also there. These guys, they've got 1 million followers and they've got funny content, more than funny than yours.
And for them, that's their business.
That's their business and they're getting
money. And it works
because
it's funny and it's entertaining.
You're also competing against musicians. You're competing against a lot of people. Your Wellens Mjurus are there, busy throwing jokes. So you're supposed to be very, very creative to get their attention now. And even if you also get 2 likes,
yes,
2 comments, don't be tired. Because why? Most of the people are going to buy your products. The people are going to buy your services.
Okay.
They don't even comment. They don't even put those likes.
They just see that I want this is information I need.
Exactly.
I need to go and find this vendor.
If you want to see that people engage on your posts, post a video. See the number of views. See the number of likes, the number of comments. Not everyone is going to comment on your post. Not everyone is going to like your post.
Okay.
But people, you're conscientizing them every day that this is my hustle. This is what I do. What do they do, by the way?
There was no mention of
that. There was no
They just
mention.
said business.
Let's say for me, I'm a business consultant. That's what I do. People must know that if anything to do with business, if a discussion of business comes up, whether it's in a pub, it's in a club, at a golf club, the first name which is supposed to come into their mind is Jerry. That's the reason why I post 5 times a day. Because I want to remind you that I'm here. Because with social media now is post every second. How many people are posting in a second? I think there are millions and millions of posts. So in an hour, we would have easily forgotten about it.
Yes, your content can just get buried.
Exactly. So I want to stay relevant. I've noticed many people, they come to my page, they start liking about 15 of my posts, which means these guys, they're now on my page. They're fully engaged. So you shouldn't be tired. Everyday posts. What also affects us is obscurity doesn't make you money.
Okay.
You have to be omnipresent. You're supposed to be everywhere. My wish is supposed to be, I want to be, if you in the road, you must get my billboard. On radio, you must hear me. On television, I must be there. Me. Exactly. Facebook, I should be there. TikTok, I'm there. If you block me on Facebook, you find me on Instagram. If you block me on maybe if you block me on Twitter, on YouTube, I can just pop whilst you're watching your favorite video. When you're watching Justin Bieber, your Maroon 5, you start seeing my video. Exactly. So that's what is needed. I'm always reminding you that Jerry is there. Jerry wrote a book. If you ever noticed that most of we've got a lot of good writers in Zimbabwe.
Yes, we do.
But what they do, they're only excited the first month they publish their book. What will happen afterwards?
Nothing.
The mojo is dead. Why? Yes. Because they don't have a strategy from the first. I have said to myself, the chartered vendor, you're going to see it
everywhere.
Everywhere. For the next 5 years. Whether you like it or not, you will see
whether you hate it or not, you will find it there.
Exactly. So
That's a very good strategy.
It will remind you that I'm supposed to do it. Whether, I think even today, people, what they hate is rejection. So if you post your video, which is meaningful, or you're trying to advertise something, you're going to get 2 likes. You feel like I'm being rejected by everyone. What I've posted, some of them,
you take it personally.
Exactly.
Like you internalize that, but that's not you.
I like being rejected, Sammy. Today, I've got a broadcast of about, I think about 15. I've got 15 broadcasts, 256 each.
People each, yeah.
And I posted today. Unfortunately, because of our last episode, I think we're talking about when I said when your wives are negative, delete them. I had 2 ladies who said, Jerry, we're now fed up with your with your posts. Please remove me from your list.
Okay.
I didn't take it personally. I just said, thank you very much. I'm going to remove you from your list. But what did I do? When I removed the 2, I added 20 others. That's what you need, because rejection is going to come to you when you're in business. People, they're afraid of being rejected. And even when people are posting something, don't post something for other people. Post it for yourself. Okay. So when I'm posting even a motivational quote, etc., I'm first posting it for myself. I'm reminding myself every day.
To me.
I'm also reminding myself why I have to do this. Okay. Even my book, that's the reason I have read my book more than, I've read it for more. I've listened twice. I've won an audio book. I've listened to it twice. I've read it 6 times. Why? It's reminding me where I came from. It's also reminding me my vision. It's also reminding me
that's your why. Exactly. You're trying to remember your why. Why did you start?
Exactly.
Why are you doing this?
Exactly. Before I motivate Shami, I'm supposed to motivate myself. Yeah.
Yes. You can't save a drowning person if you can't swim.
Exactly. So that's what I just tell them. Be omnipresent. Obscurity doesn't help. People can start by, I think when I started posting, I was rejected. I started having comments from my former classmates. And what I've also noticed, most of my former classmates, they don't engage on my posts. Because why? They still believe that we're in high school. Anyway,
where in high school you had to be the best.
Exactly.
Competition, the top 10 and bottom 10.
But this is now life.
Yes, in life there's no top 10. There's just everybody wants to be successful.
Exactly.
We all want to make a difference.
So you start by being, I've got many people who unfriended me. Unfortunately, they want now to
friend you back.
To friend me back. But unfortunately on Facebook, they only allow 5,000 friends.
Yes, and you reach your limit.
it's already full, so they can only be followers now. But at first they were rejecting me. So you start by being rejected. People start saying, giving you names. I don't think it's now. I think it's now crazy, etc. But when you continuously doing that same thing each and every day, they'll say this guy is not going anywhere.
Yes.
They'll come back.
Okay. So Tatenda, just keep posting. It's not about the quality of likes, it's about the quantity.
Exactly.
So just keep at it. The people that need your service will see it and they will engage with you.
It's about the quality, not the quantity. You can have 2 likes. Those people, they come, grab your goods, grab your services. It's better than having 1 million of followers.
Yes.
People are doing nothing.
Absolutely nothing for you.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have been talking about social media today, but in as much as we're talking about it, there's also the traditional media, the newspapers and the magazines.
Yeah.
So are we saying that in this age, those things are slowly becoming obsolete? Does it make sense for me to advertise in a newspaper or in a magazine?
Thank you so much. It makes a lot of sense. I think I was mentioning that if I could, if money permits, I would want a billboard in each and every town in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
I want a billboard of the chartered vendor of M&J.
Yes, but a billboard everybody can see. Newspapers and magazines, mostly companies end up buying those.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I think I featured in a Monday article in the Herald.
Okay.
I've got more than 100 people who said, I saw that article in Herald. I saw that article in Herald. But people out there, they'll tell you that they don't read newspapers. But people, they read newspapers. People, they listen to the radio. There's someone who doesn't like social media. They engage more on radio. The idea is just to cover everyone. Everyone is supposed to know about your brand. Like, if you notice, big giants like Econet,
yes,
they're on radio, billboards, television,
everywhere,
social media, everywhere.
Even
wherever
there's
an opportunity to advertise, they are there. Why? They want to have attention to the what? To their customers.
Okay.
Because they don't. Because if you're talking of mobile network, is everyone has got a potential to have a phone, even a 4-year-old. Most of the 4 or 5 years old, they now have cell phones. So the idea is to be everywhere. And traditional marketing is still working. Trust me. You get on radio, after just giving your number, phones will be buzzing.
Okay.
Messages are coming on WhatsApp. So you utilize, even on WhatsApp, put those status. If you want to advertise, use your status on WhatsApp, use Facebook, use LinkedIn. If you have got
just
money,
use everything
use
that's at your disposal.
newspaper, use the traditional media. It works. Don't underestimate traditional media. It's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're now coming to my favorite segment, which I think, anyone who is aspiring to be like somebody, we always want to know what makes them tick. So today on Insight into Jerry, what core values drive you?
Okay.
Yes, we want to know the core values that drive you. What is it? Is it a mission? Is it vision? Like, what core values drive you?
Number one is vision. The vision which I have, I always remind my guys, the team I work with at M&J that yes, we might be occupying a floor, but our vision is to own Body House.
Okay.
And it's a big vision. My vision is to have at least 1,500 people employed by my organization. My vision is to have Africa as a whole to be liberated in terms of, I believe Africa, yes, it has been liberated politically, but in terms of economically, we are not yet close. We are still very far compared to other continents. If we are not even the last continent,
there's still room for growth for us.
There's still big room for growth. So I believe it's my duty as Jerry. I've tried joining other organizations, but I've noticed that no, I think we've got different visions.
Okay.
It's my duty personally to help liberating Africa as a whole, preaching entrepreneurship. We need the entrepreneurship gospel to go from Cape to Cairo.
Yes.
Because yes, we've got ideas, we've got resources, we've got good weather, but are we utilizing that good weather for our farming? We've got a lot of minerals. What are we doing with those minerals? How can we add value to gold so that we can have a lot of money? not just sending our gold to Europe, to America. So that's what I want to do. I believe that my vision is the one which drives me every day. So when I wake up, maybe I want to sleep maybe for more than 6 hours, because I usually do 5 to 6 hours.
Okay.
When I want to sleep maybe more than 6 hours, when I wake up, what comes into my mind? It's my vision.
Yes.
That's
what makes you wake up.
Exactly.
You know that, you know what, I cannot sleep for 10 hours because I want to change the economy of Africa.
That's true.
And it's not going to happen with me.
That's true. So that's what drives me. So every day, even when I'm in my car, when I start listening to the radio, I start asking myself, the music, is it driving me to my vision? What is being said by the DJ, is it positive? So I would rather play my audiobooks, play other successful people out there who are making it. Your likes of Strive Masiwa, your Philip Matrinik, always reminding myself, I always write my goals in the morning, in the evening. I want to remind myself what I need to do. So when I'm no longer doing what I'm supposed to do, I remind myself, am I driving to my vision or not? So that is what drives me.
So in everything that you do, you're asking yourself, is this leading me towards the vision that I have?
Exactly.
Is this leading to the future that I want?
Exactly. Even if I have a new friend, is this friend leading me to where I want to go?
Are they adding value?
Are they adding value to me, or they're actually draining me? So if you're negative, unfortunately, I just maybe keep your number, but
after that, you are just done with negative people.
Exactly.
You just know.
Exactly.
It's a no.
Yeah. So in my vision, mostly, that's very important. My mission, I want to change the world. I want to leave a mark to say, no, I think there was a guy called Jerry. Like what just happened in China. I think people, they still speak of their president. I think the guy was, actually, I'm forgetting the name, but the guy was ruling around 1980s. He's the one who made sure that China is where it is today. But you can also do that. What's the difference between Chinese and us? Yes. So I want to live that. When we don't achieve that, I think that will actually bring me joy. Even when I die, when I live that
legacy,
spirit to say, entrepreneurs are the ones who can develop Africa, especially Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe can be a better economy.
Just do what you can with your sphere of influence.
Exactly.
If everyone just does what they can in their sphere of influence, it will change the entire economy.
Exactly. With my few resources, I can do a lot in Zimbabwe. I can do a lot in Africa. Just by my phone and my $25 data
bundle. Wait, is that 25 US or like 25? Because some of us 25 US, it's not money that you can just pick up off the street.
And you, what's your vision?
My vision, what drives me is women empowerment.
Gender.
Yes.
Gender.
Yeah, well, it's important because, I am for my gender. I can't be against my gender, so I have to be for my gender. It doesn't mean that I have anything against men, but I just also want women to lead better lives, women to have better, access to finance.
Good.
Like, I just want
women to have a fair chance. When you mention that access to finance, do you know that we've got a partner in an organization called Women Excel?
Okay. Women, I love these women.
They are there to support women. You must join that organization. They've got access to finance, being financed by Comesa and African Bank. So it's a real deal for women and also for men. 20% of the men, 80% women.
For the women. Yeah. Oh, good. That's great. I would definitely check that out. But yes, I'm all for growth. If women also grow, then the family grows. If the family grows, best believe that the men will also benefit. Everybody wins. Let's just all work together and build, lives that just change the world.
Thank you. But I've never heard of a man who is advocating for men empowerment.
That's because you guys already have privilege. It's already there. You cannot advocate for something that you already have in a system that is already rigged in your benefit.
For another song.
That's enough. Thank you everybody for tuning in today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all of the channels, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. He's everywhere. So like he said, just follow him everywhere. And also buy the book. Thank you very much.